All right, what's going on, Pacer Nation? So the Indiana Pacers dropped their third straight game of the season, falling to a record of 1-3. Guys, it's not been great for the Pacers to start the season. Been really rough in a lot of different areas. Pacers fall to the Orlando Magic by a score of 119 to 115. And yeah, guys, like I said, just not a great start to the season for the Indiana Pacers. It's been rough going for the Pacers so far. And just another game where Indiana not able to close it out. And, a game where Indiana, in certain ways, won some quarters and then just completely got decimated in some others. Specifically, the second and fourth quarter, Indiana got completely outscored. That second quarter outscored by 13. In that fourth quarter, Indiana really got outscored as well by 9. So, I mean, you talk about that. That's a wide margin between those two quarters and just really struggled down the stretch. And that was definitely a big, big bummer, especially in that fourth quarter. Very woeful game for the Pacers shooting the ball. You look at it, the Pacers shot only 6 of 22 from the field in the fourth quarter. Just definitely a big, big bummer for the Pacers. We're not able to score at all in that fourth quarter. The Pacers went scoreless for nearly 4 minutes in that fourth quarter, and man, I don't know what's going on with the Pacers and scoring the basketball, but it has been absolutely atrocious as of recent. And just another very forgettable night for Indiana, all things considered. I mean, Indiana, though, for the most part, it felt like that fourth quarter really was a culmination of everything. The Pacers shot 47% on the day. Ironically enough, them and the Orlando Magic were tied for the field goal percentage. And Indiana actually shot better from the 3-point line as well. But it just felt like in the critical moments, the Pacers couldn't get it done. The Pacers continue to struggle with their free throws. They shot 67%. They missed 10 of their 30 free throw attempts, which is definitely just not okay in any stretch of the imagination. Now, the rebounding numbers were okay. They were about the same there in the game. The Pacers 44, Orlando had 46. But yeah, man, really that fourth quarter stretch was brutal. This was a game the Pacers just kind of choked away by their inability to shoot the basketball in that fourth quarter in the critical moments. And, they got to figure some stuff out quickly. I mean, they have to figure some stuff out quickly because it's been really, really bad. And Aaron Nesmith, I'm just going to say it. Aaron Nesmith has not been good at all. He's not been really that great shooting the basketball. He hasn't really been great on his defense, which is definitely surprising because he had some nice moments last year. But he's kind of the one where you look at it, only 3 of 9 shooting. Again, nobody had a great day shooting, but the thing that you rely on with Nesmith is his defense. And he just did not provide that quality defense that you're looking for. That's kind of been the question that I've had, for Nesmith is like, we kind of have an idea who the other starters are going to be, but Nesmith's always been the guy that I'm like, I just don't 100% feel comfortable with him as a long-term solution, a long-term piece. I mean, he's been fine. He was fine last year with the Indiana Pacers, but it just felt like you could always afford to upgrade from him. And, you have some other players on your bench who could potentially fill that role. You obviously have a guy like Jarris Walker who's barely getting any minutes. Matherin only got 14 minutes. Ben Shepherd actually had the most minutes of any of the guys on the bench. TJ McConnell only had 6 minutes. So a lot of these guys, that you expect to have a lot of minutes just didn't for whatever reason. Maybe they were tired, playing a back-to-back. I'm not entirely sure. But the fact that Isaiah Jackson got the second most minutes off the bench should tell you something right there. I would like to see Jarris Walker especially get some more, run. TJ McConnell, if he was tired, that's a little bit understandable. But, 6 minutes is just not right for a player who's so critical to what you do. And Matherin as well. It just feels like Rick Carlisle has really struggled with his lineups. I mean, that was a problem we know last year and even the last couple of years, just with the minutes and things like that. Sometimes it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, the Pacers got to figure this out quickly, man, because this is just unacceptable. Obviously it's a long season, like I said, and so you still have a long way to go. But sitting here at 1-3 with really 2 of the 3 games that you've lost, being very winnable and in your grasp, and you've just kind of choked it away by just performing poorly, just missing the routine things that you did last year at a pretty high level. So just very weird and not characteristic of the Pacers that we knew from last year, which is definitely a bummer. And their defense still leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, Banchero had 50 points in this game. And really, between Banchero and Suggs, they're the only two that really did anything of note in this game. You know, Wagner had a little bit off the bench. He had 14. But other than that, you know, Carter was your third leading scorer of the starters, and he only had 11. So, I mean, they didn't have to take those shots. They didn't have to do those things. So, definitely just very frustrating in itself that the Pacers were not able to stop the one player. But I don't know, man. A lot's got to change. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.